Malawi's health system is divided into 3 levels: primary, secondary, and tertiary. Primary levels include health centers in rural contexts that provide basic maternity care. The architecture of health center maternity should account for a relatively small number of births each day due to its low-risk nature. Secondary and tertiary include district and central hospitals, which are referrals of a health center that provide both basic and complicated maternity care and perform a greater number of births due to its high-risk nature. Maternal mortality rates in Malawi are among the highest in the world, at an estimated 634 deaths per 100,000 live births. By 2030, the World Health Organization has a goal to achieve just 70 deaths per 100,000 worldwide. However, by 2050, the population of Malawi is expected to double, and approximately 42 million will be living in the country. The main problem being framed in the study is that there is a deficiency of adequate maternity wards for expecting mothers in Malawi that lack privacy, patient dignity, infection control practices, and efficiency. As a team, we synthesized data related to maternity facilities in Malawi grounded in medical research, case studies, and interviews with health professionals, and compiled a kit of parts for each scale of Malawi maternity facilities. Architectural solutions that focus on improving quality of care, infection control, and staff efficiency will improve experiences in maternity facilities and ultimately aid in lowering Malawi's maternal mortality rate. The applications of our findings and design proposal will result in the following design solutions.
For the health center tier of Malawi's healthcare system, I used our team's research and case study analysis to create 4 design goals that my proposal will follow. These 4 goals include 1. Improving the spatial layout through an organization that parallels with the maternal process. 2. Improving circulation patterns for staff, patients, and visitors to reduce the risk of infection. 3. Separating the maternity ward into 3 main areas: pre-delivery, delivery, and post-delivery. And 4. Utilizing a central circulation spine so all rooms are easily accessible. Through various sketches and iterations, I created a series of diagrams showing some of the main concepts of the final design. The red shows the main circulation areas, green shows the adjacent exterior spaces, and the colors show the relationship of the main areas in the ward. The maternity ward incorporates support spaces, a centralized nurses station, antenatal areas, an 8-bed prenatal room, 4 individual delivery rooms, and a 10-bed postnatal suite. The circulation reduces the risk of acquiring infections without compromising staff efficiency. The patient route is in a sequential order, removing any spatial disorientation and providing a single direction of travel. Staff can move from the nurses station to any room with minimal travel distance, while visitors can go directly from the waiting area to the postnatal suite, while avoiding contact with patients that are vulnerable for acquiring infection. Each ward is able to get daylighting on both sides, not only increasing natural light, but views for patients as well. Through the operable windows and the openings at the top of the walls, plenty of natural ventilation can occur, further reducing the possibility for infections. Although Malawi has made significant strides in meeting the Millennium Development Goals for childhood mortality, maternal health still needs significant innovations, partially through architectural interventions. While this design proposal is attempting to enhance maternal health through the maternity infrastructure at a health center level, in practice, the health system is marked by a lack of resources, maldistribution of staff and funding between rural and urban settings across all tiers of care. Due to these ongoing concerns, this proposal creates a framework to compensate these issues and mitigate the negative effects of them.
A typical district hospital maternity block has a central corridor that is dark and poorly ventilated, with support spaces at the end and wards on either side of the corridor. My design proposal scheme, however, creates an outdoor circulation space to avoid a double-loaded corridor, separated server and serve spaces, and push and pulled wards in order to create moments for outdoor space. This is a linear typology in which the program sits in the order of prenatal, delivery, to postnatal. Highlighted in blue are all the nurses' stations in each ward, ensuring patients are seen from a nurse's perspective. There are 4 main circulation paths, one for normal delivery, C-sections, staff, and visitors and family. While patients enter the first double doors, staff typically enter from a private outdoor entrance through a covered walkway which allows easy access to linen, slews, staffed break rooms, outdoor spaces, surgery, and each individual ward. Patients can also access certain parts of this outdoor circulation space to use patient bathrooms. The prenatal ward offers a level of privacy, outdoor views for all patients, and an accessible wash station. Similarly, delivery has taller numbered walls for increased privacy, and postnatal ward has bays that separate normal delivery patients from C-section patients. This section shows cool air coming in through the operable windows and warm air being ventilated out through operable skylights and vents. Ceiling fans are placed because they help to evenly distribute and circulate the air that's in the room. Ways that this design practices quality of care is through the use of private delivery rooms, semi-private walls, quick access to surgery, and access to outdoor space. In regards to infection control, this design has hand washing stations, accessible showers both in pre- and postnatal, and greater than 1 meter bed spacing. Staff efficiency is highlighted in this design through the use of separate outdoor circulation space, access to a break room, as well as design nurse stations. Ultimately, this proposal is simply a baseline approach in ensuring that the quality of care, infection control, and staff efficiency are addressed in a manner that can be considered in future maternity ward designs for Malawi.
At the tertiary level, central hospitals serve as the most advanced level of treatment for high-risk patients. Central hospitals typically accommodate high populations which result in overcrowding, rushed deliveries, and high strain on staff. Through my design goals, I prioritize staff efficiency and user experience through an ordered circulation and an abundance of green space and natural lighting. To start my design, I looked at the stages of maternity at the central hospital, identifying the differences between high-risk and low-risk patients. This informed an organization that allowed me to include green spaces to better the experience for patients and staff, leading me to a courtyard scheme with varying forms to suit the individual programs while maintaining a spatial hierarchy. The entrance is located in the antenatal ward, which holds waiting areas and exam rooms. The low-risk ward uses clear story to provide a natural light and ventilation to its program. Opposite the courtyard is the high-risk ward. We will take a closer look at this ward later. Adjacent to the high-risk ward is the surgery theater, housing 4 operating theaters. In between the high and low-risk ward is the NICU. This ward is strategically placed to allow access from either delivery ward for newborn complications. Finally, the guardian and maternity waiting homes border the complex allow for cooking and laundry areas. A series of covered corridors connect the wards in a biaxial pattern. Primary corridors connect key spaces like antenatal to maternity waiting and low and higher risk to the NICU. Secondary corridors connect visitors and guardians to the medical wards. Corridors begin to define several exterior gardens that can serve as waiting and education spaces, areas for staff to escape high-stress environments, and accommodate guardians. Now we look at the high-risk ward. The plan mirrors patient areas across the central nurse stations, creating an efficient means of patient surveillance and privacy between the larger population. The prenatal ward is designed as an open ward typology with a radial organization to allow for a small nursing staff to monitor the 16 beds. The central area consists of labor, delivery, and recovery. Any C-section births are delivered next door in the surgery theater. In delivery, a central nurse station provides easy access to high-risk patients. A cupola provides natural light and ventilation to the individual delivery rooms in case of power outages. The delivery area includes a total of 24 beds from labor to recovery, providing adequate space for multiple deliveries at once. The postnatal ward is similar to the prenatal ward in its radial organization, but differs with the pinwheel bed arrangement, creating a more private experience for recovering mothers. This ward looks to resolve understaffing and overcrowding issues with efficient circulation and surveillance of patients. Additionally, adding natural daylighting, ventilation, and views to gardens increase both staff and patient experiences through high-stress delivery process.